All right, I truly believe there's only 5 boots you need in order to complete any boot collection. We're going to go through all of them today. Now, I think there's critical skins that we need in order to build like an exotic boot collection. You got to have ostrich skin. You got to have a caiman skin. I really love a paracoup skin. If you really want to make that collection look exotic and have options to wear with any kind of outfit. Um, that's really it. If you have caiman, you have a paracoup, and you have an ostrich skin, you have a really decent collection. But there's a couple more in there that are on the more high end of skins that I love, and we'll kind of go through at least one of those today when we go through these 5 boots that I think everybody needs in their collection. So this YouTube channel that I'm going to focus on a little bit more is all about building men's confidence and making sure you look good and feel good when you walk into the room. A little bit more confidence, you'll be a little bit more motivated. I say this all the time, but everybody's got to make a first impression, and one day it's going to be somebody you actually want to make a good first impression to. And hopefully the videos I make can help you guys make that first impression. If it's your next boss, if it's your next wife, doesn't matter. Thank you guys for watching these videos. Let's get into it. So I think the most important boot that everybody needs and once they're getting into the exotic boot collection, and like I said, we can do this in 5 boots, but the most important one I think everybody needs is going to be one of these caiman skin, darker earth tone. You've got like pecan, you've got a reddish pecan, and then you have a chocolate boot. I honestly feel like you can pick either one of these colors. Any one of these colors you'll be able to blend with just about any boot. I just did a video of, any belt. I just did a video about belts and how to blend them. But you can blend these boots with any brown belt, any shirt, any jean that you want to put on. Even black. If you wanted to do a black pant with a black shirt, you wear a brown belt, one of these boots, and you're going to put it together. Now there's belts that go specifically with the boot. Then you have your standard brown belt that I'm wearing. Any standard brown belt. This one I have like 3 tones of brown in for this specific reason. So I can put on any brown boot and match any of these belts. Any of these boots. Yeah, so get you a nice brown belt, specifically a brown belt that has different tones of browns in it, and get you one of these boots, and you can look sharp in any shirt, any pair of pants. I promise you. This is probably the most important start right here. And the reason I pick a caiman skin over an ostrich or any other skin is because this is very durable, very affordable. You can get any of these boots under $400. It's an affordable skin. It's not a traditional American gator. That's a little bit bigger scale. But these look just as slick. They're going to look classy. They're going to look amazing with anything you put on. Doesn't matter if you're tucking in your shirt, you're wearing a t-shirt. This right here is really going to give you a leg up when it goes into getting in exotic boots and looking sharp when you walk into the room. And I think that's all I have to say about that one. It doesn't matter which one you pick. Any one of those colors is really going to work and look good. I really highly recommend this. The second most important boot that you're going to need is a black boot. And obviously we want to go exotic, right? So we're looking at, again, a caiman skin, a slick boot that's highly durable, and you're looking at an ostrich skin. An ostrich skin is roughly around the same price. It's more comfortable. It is durable. It's not as durable as a caiman skin. It will get abrasions. It will get scuffed up more so than a caiman skin will. But it's a way more comfortable boot. This one is by Dan Post. I know you guys are looking at this wondering where it comes from. This boot is by Dan Post. It is absolutely beautiful. But this skin right here is one of my favorites, and you need to have an ostrich skin in your collection. You can't go wrong with a black ostrich skin. It looks absolutely amazing. I also love a pecan ostrich skin, but that's getting outside of this category of the 5 boots that you actually need. This right here is going to give you the ability to wear a black belt. So for those special occasions where you want to look slick, you want to wear a white shirt with some slacks, you want to wear a black boot, A black boot with a black belt, this is the way to go. You have to have a dressy black cowboy boot. And Ostrich, for me, is probably where I'm leaning. If I had to wear a black suit with a white shirt, black belt, this is probably where I'm going. Um, I don't think there's much more to say. I feel like this is common sense. I mean, this is obviously a move right here. This is definitely the way to go. Big fan. Love it. Now the next boot. I guess this does kind of count as that pecan category, but we're leaning more towards the lighter side. The next boot you want to have, getting into the exotics, and I'm going to say specifically ostrich skin on this one because it just looks better, is a white, a cream colored ostrich skin. And this one right here is by Dan Post as well. Love this boot. I love Dan Post boots because it just has they have a really traditional look, right? This boot looks like a tan or a cream ostrich cowboy boot would look 40 years ago. I mean, it just looks traditional. It's, it's long lasting. This thing has stood the test of time. One of my favorite boots. Any white boot with a brown outsole, again, that way you can wear it with a brown belt, brown outsole, cream, white, tan, whatever you want to call it, just before you get into that pecan color, just a little bit lighter. This boot is going to help you stand out. You wear this with a light jean, you can wear it with a dark jean, doesn't matter. And a shirt that's more on the earth tones, right? Like, I'd wear it with this shirt. Lean more towards the earth tones, do a dark color belt, dark brown belt to match outsole, and it doesn't matter what color jean you wear, and you will stand out every time you walk into the room with this thing. And every time you look down, you'll be like, dang, those things are sharp. So highly recommend. And I know white is out there. White is far-fetched, right? Not everybody's going to be able to pull off a white boot. So right here in the middle with that cream color, you're really winning. I highly recommend a boot just like this. Now, this one actually might be more important than all of them so far to me if you're actually riding, if you wear your boots for working a lot, but you still want to look good. You got to have a boot that has that narrow square toe and that sharp spur shelf, right? You don't need that for riding, but it does help your spurs stay in place. It does make riding so much more comfortable. You feel a little bit more safer in your spurs with that narrow square toe. You have mobility. You're able to get around, man. It's nice to walk in. Your toes aren't really bunched up. You still kind of have like a flat-footed feel when you walk. It's very comfortable. This one right here, well, both of these I ride in. I hate that I rode in this one because it's such a beautiful boot. Again, this is that cream colored, that light colored ostrich. It's just going to stand out just in a different toe. So this really gets, it fits in two categories, this one right here. That narrow square toe with that big spur shelf and that lighter color. It does a lot of the things that I want a boot to do. I mean, it's honestly perfect. And this one right here is a R. Watson boot. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it's a R. Watson narrow square toe boot. Absolutely love it. But this one right here is an area futurity, narrow square, large spur shelf. This is the most comfortable boot that I've ever worn in my life when it comes to a safe, taller shaft, not too tall, but taller shaft boot. When it comes to walking around, when it comes to riding, this is the most comfortable boot I've ever worn. I gifted these to a friend just because he performs on stage a lot and he's wearing boots a lot. And I know this boot right here has this foam padding inside, and it makes these things incredibly comfortable to stand in and walk in. Most other boots, that leather outsole is going to be stiff. It's going to be hard. You get standing around for a long time, it's going to hurt. I mean, obviously you grow used to it. I've gone several hours. I woke up in boots. But this right here is by far the most comfortable. And again, it really hits hard in that category of a narrow square toe boot with a large spur shelf when it comes to riding, walking around, just being comfortable. You really can't beat the area futurity. So that's that one. Now, the next one is, and the next two are really getting into the point of having a collection. Just having a beautiful boot, having a beautiful skin boot. and that is this right here, your Piraku skin, right? Doesn't matter what toe shape. I really like the roper style boot in this Piraku because it's rare. You don't see it very often. You see a lot of Pirakus in the square toe, but just having a Piraku is going to make you so happy about your collection because it's a nice, beautiful, rare skin that looks great. Now this thing is fragile. It doesn't hold up to being scuffed on or beat on very much or very well. So this is a boot that you're not going to wear that much if you want it to look good. That's why it's in the back end of the category. We have a boot to really do everything you need a boot to do up to this point, and our 3 boots so far. But this 4th boot, or what are we on? Are we on 5? We're on 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on 5. So we're going to have to throw a little 6th one in there. But this right here is really going to hit on the next category that I want to do as well. This thing right here is just absolutely beautiful. This is a Sunday boot. You get to, get dressed up, look sharp in this thing, and really have a lot of confidence when you're wearing this boot. Absolutely beautiful. Everybody's going to wonder what it is. People are going to ask about it. And this is a Piraku Big Bass Fish boot. This one right here is by Texas Country. Absolutely beautiful boot. This one's by Texas Country as well. They haven't released everything yet. They will be, I think, coming up this week. And this one is a Tony Lama. I've had this boot forever. I'm talking probably 5 or 6 years, and you can see how much it has not been worn. Also, it's worn in a little bit. But I love this boot so much that I bought it twice. I have this boot in the same exact color 2 times, and I bought it twice in the other color 2 times because this boot is actually very comfortable as well. It is probably second to the area Furture when it comes for comfort. Now that next boot, the special boot, right, and this is top of the class, right? When it comes to getting into crazy exotic skins, you gotta have that Sunday boot. You gotta have that giant gator skin if you really want to just go all the way out there. This is an expensive end of the boot. The Piraku, which one would I pick first? Would I go Piraku or giant gator? I don't know. I really don't know. I'd go giant gator simply because this skin can withstand anything. This giant gator, American alligator skin, will take anything. I've had these boots. This is probably 10 or 11 years old that I've had these boots right here. And super comfortable. I mean, it's a Lucchese, so it's comfortable. You pay for it. You pay for the name, but they hold up and they're very comfortable. They break in and like mold to your foot fairly easily. And it stays the same way. It's been that way ever since I've had it. But the reason I say you gotta have one of these is just for that special occasion, right? If you only have 5 or 6 boots, one of them, and let's just say, one of them you have to go to some kind of special occasion. Let's say you're getting married or you're going to a wedding. This is going to be the boot that I whip out and for my very special occasion boot. And it being American alligator, it just holds up. If I take this thing in to get polished, it's going to look almost brand new, and I've had it for 10 or 11 years. So yeah, the giant gator, the Lucchese, I feel like you gotta own one. I'm sorry, but I feel like you gotta own one. Well, there you go. I'm pretty sure that's 6. We got the black, gotta have a black one. Gotta have a chocolate or pecan, cayman. Gotta have a light one. I think this right here gives you more confidence than anything, is that light white or cream colored boot walking into the room. So that's 3. Then we have the narrow square toes for riding, comfort, looking good, does everything. That's 4. And then we have a Piraku and we have the giant gator. Honestly, if you have 2 pairs of cayman so far, right? So if we're looking at, if you went with the black cayman and you went with the brown pecan, I don't know if I would go with the gator just because you're on the reptilian side a little too much. So I might go Piraku Big Bass if I had 2 pairs of cayman already. So we've got 2 pair of cayman, 1 pair of ostrich, a narrow square toe in any style you want. I would preferably go with a rough out leather in that one just because it's going to be a little bit more, a little less expensive. So you're not going to mind riding in these and beating them up if you have to. Could be a very good daily boot. I've probably worn this boot out of all of these the most out of this year. And you can kind of tell that. And you can kind of tell that with these ones as well. You just can't beat the narrow square toe. But it doesn't have the elegance. It doesn't have the class that, you know, this would have or this would have. You just, I don't know. You just can't beat the class of these boots. So there you go. That's the top 5 and 6 boots that I recommend if you're building a boot collection and you really want to cover all your bases. Be able to wear a brown boot, a brown belt and a black belt, and that's really all you need. You don't need any other special belt. You get you a nice black belt, which you're rarely going to wear. That's kind of like special occasions. And you get you a nice brown belt that has a little bit more tones of brown in it. You know, like 3 tones, 3 shades, maybe 2. And you're going to cover all your bases when it comes to styles, shirts that you want to wear, be able to wear any jean and put it together with any shirt. Well, there you go. I think that's it. If you guys have any other suggestions, if you think there's another skin that's more important than the ones that we've made here, that we've selected here, any color that's more important, you'll let me know in the comments. I would love to kind of respond to that with a video if somebody has a great comment about it. But I think out of all the boots I have over at least 90 boots here. I think out of all the boots I have, I'd have to have one of each one that I just showed you here. Well, there you go. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for sticking around and watching this whole video. And y'all keep Cowboy